Hi fellow fairies and other magical folk, my name's Where I Wrote and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about the Winx in Concert album, the songs, the lyrics and its overall meaning. So yes, the album with Winx classic bangers like Superheroes, Heart of Stone or You're the One. Though I think there's also a lot of good, kinda overlooked songs hidden in the tracklist. And just so you know, I'm really excited about making this video because I love this album. Like, I've streamed it so many times that actually I think Elisa Rosselli came out as one of my most listened to artists in my Spotify Wrapped last year. It's that serious to me. So I'll give you my ranking, but at the end of the video, because truly I love all of these songs and I don't want you to have any preconceived notions of what I think of them just from the placement. Okay, so first I'll start by briefly touching on the album's history. It came around the same time Rainbow decided to make the Winx Girls into a band in season 4, having them perform many times at the Fruity Music Bar with questionably Bloom as the main singer. And well, I know the Winx band idea was just done to sell toys basically, but I can't lie and say that I don't enjoy it, because I do. And I think their outfits are so cool, especially Bloom's and Musa's. Like, just look at Musa, it's so the best damn thing inspired. But anyways, the thing is that to accompany the newly formed Winx band, Rainbow released the DVD Winx in Concert around the beginning of 2009. It's the first and only Winx album to be released with original songs that's not really attached to any season or movie, so it's kind of a standalone in that way. It included 15 songs relating to the show's plots and themes made by Maurizio Daniello and Elisa Rosselli, who, in case you didn't know, is one of the most iconic Winx singers and composers. Personally, my favorite. And she and Maurizio had already worked together on the Secret of the Lost Kingdom soundtrack, which is also amazing, and actually some of the songs there made its way into this album, the Winx in Concert album. There are some music videos accompanying some of the songs in the Winx official YouTube channel, which originally came from the DVD, and I remember reading somewhere that they were supposed to do 3D music videos for all of them, but only 3 of the songs got one, and the rest ended up getting edits of the show scenes, which is a shame. Then there were a bunch of physical and digital re-releases of this album in many languages, and in 2013 we ended up with the version that's now in streaming services, titled Winx in Concert, and with the 2D blue art cover, which is the version that I'm familiar with. And now, talking about the actual contents of the album, it's basically a collection of Winx songs, some made for this album and some made before for the show or the movie. So not every song here was made with this album as a whole body of work in mind, but I think you can definitely sense a through line of believing in yourself, loving your friends and finding happiness looking inwards. But they also touch on many themes like growing up, love, being different, grief or heartbreak, and some of them are about some individual storylines present in the show, like for example for us, love for Hylia, Musa's rocky relationship with Riven, or Tekna's struggle with being understood. The songs drift to different music styles, but you can tell that there's definitely a main pop rock sound going on. The melodies are so catchy and the instrumentals go really hard, especially the drums and the electric guitars are so good on this album. The arrangement always feels so rich, dynamic and complex. Like, none of the songs sound like that boring stale pop rock sound which was usually used for children's songs, you know. Like, these are actual bangers. The sound of the album really mirrors the decade that it was made in, so its main influence is 2000s Avril Lavigne style, pop rock, mixed with some sprinkles of Britney Spears, and I'm so here for it. Nonetheless, as I said, it has a lot of sonic variety, since the instruments and rhythms used vary a lot song to song, and they actually change depending on who the song is about, which I think it's really cool. And every good quality that the music has, the lyrics also do. I think Winx has a lot of mature themes, but this album takes it a step further. It's so deep and so good, like music and lyrics wise. Honestly, miles ahead of most other Winx songs, especially the ones made by other music teams, and miles ahead of most of the songs that I've heard from other children media. And don't get me wrong, because I don't think that music made for children's shows is necessarily bad or not deep, quite the opposite actually. I feel like songs made for children's shows can be much more sincere than music made for an artist's personal project. It allows them to be detached from the ego that comes with needing the music and the lyrics to represent you and your project in front of others, in front of, you know, this coolness economy that comes with making music and being considered an artist. So they can be more honest about expressing pure feelings that may be considered cringe, cheesy or lazy writing if put in a quote-unquote real song, which is exactly what happens with this album, what allows it to be so good. But of course there's also downsides like not being allowed to be explicit, having to go with what the show's production asks from you, and the fact that some writers just straight up won't take the job seriously, just because it's a children's show. But well, my point is that I don't think songs for kids have to be necessarily dumbed down, and when they do feel dumb and shallow, I think it's because of lazy writing and the people who make them not pouring their hearts into them. which is the exact opposite of what happened with the Winx in Concert album. Like, other Winx songs are more of your usual let's have fun, let's have adventures, use your imagination, friends are the best, which, you know, I think those are really good messages for kids, and like those themes are also present in this album, but I feel like they appear in a much more refined way. Like, these songs have more of a narrative voice, a feeling of being real, of carrying weight with them. The images and metaphors used are clever and not that cliched. To me, it's the perfect example of writing for children while considering them as real people with agency and acknowledging their curiosity, not dismissing their intelligence and thinking anything will fly. Like, in this album, magic always stands for something, be it love, compassion, honesty or hope. The point is that it's not just blabber and glitter. I don't know exactly how the co-writing process was, but as I view it and remember hearing from interviews, Elisa was the writer and Maurizio was the person who made most of the instrumentals, but please correct me if I'm wrong. The thing is that I remember I watched an interview where she said that she connected with the girls and what happened to them, and that sometimes she realized she was going through the same stuff as them in her own life. So that's probably a reason why each song feels so real and personal. I also want to mention that I'm aware that the Italian lyrics are a bit or quite different depending on the songs, so I will comment on that, but only when I think it's relevant or that they differ too much from the English version. So, as I said, basically the album can be divided into character songs and, let's say, general songs, which are written from a kind of your friend or your older sister perspective, telling you to not get beat down, encouraging you to keep going, and reassuring you that the singing boys, so the Winx, will be here for you. One of the songs that fits into this group is Fly. Elisa said that this is the first song that they ever wrote for Winx, and I'm just speechless at that fact because this song feels like the perfect idea of what a Winx song should be. They perfectly understood the assignment even from the first one they did. It's written as if the lyric voice belonged to all of the Winx, and as I said, it almost feels like the perspective of an older sister, which is the vibe that Winx has in general when you're a kid, you know? It was kind of aspirational, in a way, seeing these girls growing up and becoming adults. It made you want to grow up and join the club, to have adventures and relationships like the Winx girls had. This is shown in the song by lines like, "You're not alone, one day you'll reach out for my hand and I'll be there."
You're not alone, one day you'll reach out for my hand and I'll be there.
So I especially love the lyrics in this song because they're about believing in yourself throughout hardship and insecurity, about knowing that no one can take away your freedom and your ability to be happy because at the end of the day, it all stems from your interior. I feel like scattered throughout most of the songs are lines that hint at the great power that lies in our imagination to be free and find life worth living just throughout the sheer joy of being alive, despite everything bad that might surround us in our life or in the world in general. And so with this, I mean lines like, "This is your reality,"
This is your reality.
or "Smile, you have the power to be free. Let your heart bloom like a flower, you will always win."
Smile, you have the power to be free. Use a little fantasy. Let your heart bloom like a flower. You will always win. Will always dream.
I think that line is so pretty, and I love how it equates dreaming with freedom and with winning. Like, to me, it's not a form of giving up, but a form of resistance, never letting your spirit get beat down, even if you can't control the material reality that you find yourself in. Also, the music in this song is so good. It has a soft rock feel to it and incredible harmonies. I love how they build up with instrumental, and I love the drums so much. The pre-chorus part feels so magical, and I love how it goes into the chorus with like a burst of really pretty ad-lib harmonies.
Open your eyes and spread your wings.
It feels exactly like the scene with this song on the Secret of the Lost Kingdom movie, where Flora creates all of the petals and the Winx are soaring through the sky. The music has such a dreamy vibe here. So, I think you can tell how much I love this song by now. The same message that's conveyed in Fly is present in The World Belongs to Me.
You see, the world belongs to me, no matter what you do.
Which is also a song that I especially love. It's also written from a point of view similar to Fly, and here the singer voice tries to cheer up the person that it's addressing. And hear me out, there are some lyrics in here that don't make any sense to be from a kids show. Like the line, "I'm doing a revolution standing still."
I'm doing a revolution standing still.
That's way too deep. Like, it calls for the experience of being different, of being queer, even of being alternate to the norm, so much that your own experience is a statement. Of course, it's in the context of this song, so maybe it's more about not giving up and showing that love will win, and about encouraging a kid going through a rough patch in their life to be strong despite negative forces in your life, so maybe someone that's mean to them, an adult, or a bully. But I also can't not take it for a metaphor for being different, even if maybe it was not the original intent, but also that's just literally how being a teenage girl feels. Like, even though they're half of the population, being a woman means having to put up with not being considered the standard human for your whole life and being constantly reminded that you're basically wrong for being born into a female body. I think if you by any chance have watched Revolutionary Girl Utena and like this song, you might have caught on to the similarities in theme and imagery between them. I actually even made an Utena edit to this song because I couldn't resist myself, but I'm totally digressing now. Back to the song. I want to say that it rocks. Like, it sounds like a dark, murky 90s, almost emo, sweet rock lullaby. I don't know, it's just so good. Also, the rhythm in the verses kind of feels like a march to me.
I see you cry.
I don't really know why, but I think that that vibe really goes well with the resistance aspect of the meaning of this song. Then there are a lot more lyrics that I love about it, like love will find a way.
Like a seed becomes a tree, and the night becomes a day. Love will find a way.
Or can you believe I'm making history?
Can you believe I'm making history?
Or and everything I need is all inside of me.
And everything I need is all inside of me.
With this last one, I especially echo this feeling because honestly, I've never really felt comfortable or valued for my real self, who I really am by the outside world. So I've just sort of found my will to live in my inner world, the things that I love, my imagination, and just having that spark inside of me, you know? And finally, I want to mention that the Italian version of the song has completely different lyrics, which I find kinda funny because though the other songs are not one-to-one translations of the Italian ones, they did something completely different for the English version with this one. In the Italian version, the song is about the bond the Winx have with the pixies, and the lyrics are very tender and cute. Though I have to say I kinda prefer the English ones because I think they go deeper and they resonate more with me, personally. I don't know why they're so different though. Maybe it could be explained as the English version lyrics being what the pixies feel about the Winx, so their point of view. But if you don't have the Italian context, there isn't any clue that would make you come to this conclusion. Like in the Italian version, it's very clear that they're talking about the pixies, like they literally call them small. So yeah, I don't know. In general, while making this video and going over the songs in both languages, I've noticed that the Italian versions tend to stick more to the show itself, while the English versions tend to have more general lyrics. But whatever. The next song that I'm going to be talking about in this group of general songs is Mambo Chihuambo, which follows a similar theme, although with a completely different sound.
The music plays in the jungle. Hello, it goes the moon. Te quiero mambo, chihuambo, I love you.
But now with this one, I think it's kinda necessary to acknowledge the really, let's say, non-thoughtful use of some sounds and words that evoke images which are linked to hundreds of years of imperialism, colonization, and just not great things in general. It's a convention that Western media has been using since forever, and that I think needs to be stopped. But also, if you actually listen to the lyrics of this song, you realize what it's really about. It's not about going on a picture-perfect, beautiful vacation. The message is actually completely the opposite. It's about finding happiness within and within the love that you share with your friends. Like, it's so deep when you really look at what the lyrics are saying, which is kind of funny because on the surface this looks like the goofiest song on the album. It even got a really silly music video of the Winx hanging out on the beach, which I love. Like, I used to adore this video as a child. Just looking at them, it looks so fun. I especially love the underwater scenes. I think they're actually really well done and look quite pleasing considering the technology that they had. But anyways, back to the song itself. Its lyrics like, some people search the whole world for a place like this. To me, it's not that far.
Some people search the whole world for a place like this. To me, it's not that far.
Or, when you're sad and lonely, don't cry, just send an SOS. I'll come and take you far away on my flying carpet.
When you are sad and lonely, don't cry, just send an SOS. I'll come and take you far away on my flying carpet.
Which reveal the true meaning of the song. And I think that's so cute and such a good message, because at the end of the day, it tells you that you can find happiness and have fun without having to go on some flashy vacation, which is something that many kids can't do. Though I don't know if many kids would really get this about the song, because it completely flew over my head when I was a child. Like, it is explicit if you really look at the lyrics, but if you're only paying attention to the chorus or just jamming out, it may fly over your head. But nonetheless, the beautiful message is still in there. Then about the music, it's just so fun and good. Like, it makes me want to go to the beach so bad. Having sonic variety in this album is so cool. Here the instruments are completely different, so maybe Elisa and Maurizio weren't really used to them, but they still managed to create a really strong multi-layer track. Also, this is one of the catchiest songs on the album. It constantly pops up in my head. Another thing that I love about it is that Elisa plays a lot with the ad-libs here, and it makes it so fun. You can really tell that a lot of care was put into it. Another group fan song that's less popular, I think, it's Catch Us If You Can. And now this one is completely different in terms of themes, but it's just so chaotic and fun. I love it so much. I think this is one of those in which you can really feel the April vibe. It's so bratty and it has an edge that most other Winx songs don't usually have. The lyrics are basically about them skipping class, hanging around the city with your friends, and in general just having fun being a teenage girl that doesn't want to behave properly. And the music is so good. This instrumental feels so dynamic. I love how the first verse starts with just an electric guitar going into that like 3 beats, 3 beats, 2 beats rhythm, you know? I always love that in any song. It hypes me up so much, like it feels like you can't even imagine what's about to go down when all of the other instruments join later. The chorus is also so fun and catchy, and I don't know, I just love the image of them running around, skipping class and doing this. Like, those are my girls. And we all know it was Stella's idea. We also have You're the One in the group song section. And I think this is probably the most known song from the Winx in Concert album, as it was the song used for the opening credits of The Secret of the Lost Kingdom movie. I remember listening to it a lot as a kid because I was obsessed with the movie and kept replaying it over and over. Also, this song has a CGI animated music video just like Mambo Chihuambo does, and I'm not lying when I tell you it literally gives me chills. Like, you can really feel the magic coming through. The scene where the girls start manifesting their powers and floating at the end of the song, that's literally how it feels, listening to this song. So magical, and I think that just stems from the fact that the music is so good here. Like, the guitar's crazy, the drums are crazy, the melody's crazy, the harmonies are crazy, like the whole song is so intoxicating. It's like the perfect idea of a pop rock song, incredibly well executed, so catchy. The chorus literally takes me to the moon, and it always makes me feel the magic. And the pre-chorus also doesn't fall short, it's everything a pop rock pre-chorus should be. It feels like you just fell to the floor on your knees and started pining. It prepares you for the chorus so well. And then about the lyrics, I think they're good, but they're a bit more generic than those on the other songs on the album. Or more than generic, maybe just not as deep, because I do think they're great. They really capture the being a teenager full of life, your whole life ahead of you feeling. Like, if you're a kid, they're so aspirational. Like, you need to have that fun. There are also some parts that I think are really iconic, like the "my teacher caught me daydreaming" line. That line's everything to me. And also, in general, I just think it's really cute to think of kids singing positive things to themselves. Like, it's a good thing, right? But anyways, I think it's worth it mentioning that the movie version of the song has alternate lyrics that are more, mature. Like adventure oriented, I don't know how to put it, but they're really epic. I love the part where the Winx compare themselves to the sun. Like, it's a really common image, but when used like this, it literally gives me chills. Like, I can't explain it, it's so powerful, them shining like that. So it's a shame that this version only goes to the first chorus. And then there's the Italian version of the song, which is kind of a weird case, because the first verse is basically the movie version lyrics, but from then on the lyrics resemble the English album version of this song. So it jumps from saving the world to hanging with your friends after school, but actually I think that's fine, since that's kind of the spirit of Winx. Also, I really love the Italian vocals here. I feel like they're much stronger than the English ones, which are more light. I don't really know how to describe the difference, so I'll let you be the judge of it. But the thing is that in both versions, the vocals are so good. It's crazy. Like, Elisa sounds amazing in the song. I don't know how they achieve this type of high voice, but it's incredibly unique, no pun intended. But like, to me, this is the voice of Winx, if that makes sense. And the last of these general songs is Superheroes, which I think is the core song of Winx.
We're superheroes. We can save the world together. Take my hand.
Like, what can I say about this one? I think most people would agree that this is the best Winx song, and with good reason. It was first used as the season 4 outro, and the vibe is so strong from the get-go. I love the beginning instrumental section with the drums, the guitars and the hums. It has a really dreamy, magical feel to it. Like, when Elisa says wake up, that's amazing. This goes up to the pre-chorus where the song prepares to get really powerful for the chorus. The fast beats part is so good, and then it all gets like so epic and inspiring and kind of like a declaration of intentions. I don't really know how to describe it, but it's just so inspiring. Like, I actually felt so inspired by this song that I started an animation project of the Winx transforming to it like 2 years ago. Which, for those who sometimes ask in the comments, I'm still making it, but you know, animation is so time consuming and there's a lot of other stuff that I want to do inside and outside of it. So please be patient because I'm only an individual making this. My plan is to upload individual clips of the Winx and Chantix transformations, and then once they're all done, I will finally be able to combine them and finish the project. So please be patient because there's still a lot of work to be done. Anyways, back to the song, I want to point out the difference between the English lyrics and the Italian ones. In this case, I'm torn between the two depending on the part of the song. In the chorus, I actually think I prefer the Italian ones. It has such beautiful images like the Princesses of the Stars, the We Are the Light, or the Wings in el Cielo. That last one probably being where the superheroes thing came from, I guess. So I think these Italian lyrics go deeper, and also because of the importance of the song, I think the hook being about magic wings and the girls themselves just resonates harder than the being superheroes image, which I also like and think it can be cool, empowering and interesting. Like, it's kinda women in men's fields, you know? But overall, it's maybe too specific. Like, it makes me think of Superman and Marvel, which is not something that I wanna do while listening to this anthem about believing in yourself and magic and wings, you know. But I feel different about the verses lyrics. In the Italian version, I think they're a bit generic and they don't really say that much, but the English lyrics are so beautiful and talk about something completely different. Like, the lyrics here are truly big, some of the best in the album. The remember when you used to be a dreamer and you could see the fairies in the angel sign?
Remember when you used to be a dreamer and you could see the fairies and the angels.
That always gets me. It's an ode to childhood wonder, never losing it and really believing in a different world where imagination is not something that you have to live in your childhood and where everything is not practical and grey. It makes you feel like there's still hope, like you can wake up from this awful dream and discover the true reality by looking inwards, by realizing how fragile reality is. And I always love themes about that, about breaking reality, about finding the real truth. So yeah, all in all, I think a perfect version of this song for me will combine the Italian and the English lyrics. Okay, and so with all of those songs being covered, we are left with all of the image or characters songs, however you wanna call them. Easy Girl has one of these, with Bloom and Musa actually having two, and Heart of Stone, one of the most iconic Winx songs ever, is part of this block, standing as Musa's song about her doomed relationship with Ribbon.
That's why I'm walking out the door. Who can love a heart of stone?
It's one of the first Winx songs that I remember finding online as a kid, and I clearly remember listening to it because it was just such a pop. Though I don't really know if maybe I also remember it so clearly from hearing it at the end of season 4. Anyways, I think it's one of the most liked Winx songs ever, and with good reason. It has a lot of stakes and it goes really hard. Like, it makes you root for Musa and actually wish that this is where the Ribbon plotline was heading towards, you know, breaking up. You can really hear her anger and frustration here through the punky style vocals Elisa does in this song, especially in the chorus. So again, I feel like there's a really strong April vibe going on here due to those vocals and also because of how hard the music goes. The guitar line goes so crazy and the drums are amazing here. They make you wanna jump around and scream. Like, I feel like it goes much harder than any person that's not familiar with the show's music would expect it to. Also, it's just really catchy, so it's one of those that you will not really be able to get out of your head. The Italian and English versions are similar, but the Italian one doesn't use the heart of stone image. It's more like a letter, saying something more akin to you will understand what love truly is when you hear this song that I wrote and that I'm singing to you, but it will be too late. So the tone is kinda sadder and more like a longing. On the other hand, the English version lyrics are full of rage and are sure of wanting to let go. They're much more bratty, which I love, and they feel like they're more fed up with the behavior of the person that they're talking about. I also want to mention that though I don't really care for the TV show Cats music video of the Winx in concert songs, this one for some reason goes so hard. Like, I remember gasping at the scene where Riven drops his arms when he's about to hug Musa in the climax of the song. Like, whoever was editing this knew what they were doing. And because Musa is the fairy of music, she gets another song. I guess. I don't know really what was the reason. Maybe Elisa just really likes Musa, or it's to address Musa's two plotlines, or just because. But I have to say, and I hope that you don't kill me, I know people really connect with it and find the lyrics beautiful, but it's one of my least favorite songs on this album. And don't get me wrong, I do like it, but I just noticed that I don't play it as much as the others. Maybe it's because it's this really slow power ballad type of song that I'm not really usually that into. It reminds me of songs like Listen from Beyonce. It's so rhythm and guitar heavy as other songs on the album, which is more my usual taste. So sometimes I'm in the mood for this kind of song, but most of the time I'm just not. But that's just about the music because, as I said, the lyrics are really sad and beautiful here. Elisa said in an interview that she recorded this song around the same time she lost her father and that she cried while doing it, and I feel like you can really tell because her vocals are really emotional and the lyrics feel very real and personal. It's a song not only about loss, but about still finding reasons and strength to keep going on and following your dreams even after a devastating loss. It also has a beautiful theme of the parental figure sharing the passion for music with the child and continuing to help them follow their passion for music even if they're not here anymore. My favorite line is, just like birds in the sky, simply carried by the wind, are your fingers in the kiss you're playing for me?
Just like birds in the sky, simply carried by the wind, are your fingers on the keys you're playing for me?
It's so beautiful. And also, I think it's worth it saying that this is one of the songs where you can tell Elisa's ability to fit her voice to the songs. Her voice sounds so powerful and different here. Then, about Bloom's songs, first we have Endlessly, which is a song about her relationship with Sky, supposedly. I don't know, like, it doesn't really fit that well to me. Like, yeah, Bloom has relationship drama with Sky sometimes, and this song appears on the 4th Movies album and in the 4th season of the show, but there's lyrics in the song, like the "She's so different from me" line, that made me go like, who are you talking about? Diaspro? If we look at this song from the perspective of the aftermath of Bloom's attack on Diaspro in Red Fountain, it makes a lot of sense. But that's from season 1, so it wouldn't really make that much sense for it to be a season 4 song, which it is, like, it's not just for the album. But you know what? At the end of the day, who cares? Because this track slaps. I love the song. The lyrics talk about losing your boyfriend, but I'm not sure if the narrator lost them willingly because they thought the relationship was wrong and now they feel guilty and regret it, or if it's that they dumped them. Lyrics like "I realize I'm not what you need," or "Memories are coming to my mind," or "I held your love," and "Why oh why did I let you go away?"
And memories are coming to my mind. I realize I'm not what you need. Your tears are much more than a girl like me. I had all your loving. Why oh I didn't let you go this way.
make me go for her dumping him. I think the first theory that I proposed makes the song much better than it just being I'm sad because my boyfriend left me. My interpretation makes me really connect with the lyrics in a deeper way, and maybe this is doing way too much for the song because it's also really cheesy with lines like "You're a charming prince," so I'm kinda embarrassed to admit this, but one time I cried to this song, like, it's just so good. You Deserve Much More Than a Girl Like Me is so sexy and the city coded. Like, specifically that scene of Carrie walking out from Mr. Big. This song is for the messy girls, in my opinion.
I don't get it.
And you never did.
I also want to mention the beginning because it's so dramatic and I love it so much.
I don't know what to do. Help me.
I don't know why it's cut in the English version because I think the Dear Diary part is really iconic. In the Italian version, it's explicit that the lyrics are something that the narrator is writing down in their diary, and I love that. I wish they had kept this concept in the English version.
Caro diario. Sono così confusa.
I also love the airy vocals in the Italian version, they feel more raw. The only thing that I don't like that much about it is the lyrics. I think they're better in the English one, and also my interpretation of the meaning of the song kinda falls apart if we look at the Italian lyrics. They do feel like they fit the diaspora lore better. But anyways, sound-wise, what I love about Endlessly is that it begins on this really dramatic piano, but it goes into a really catchy pop chorus. I like that the change in sound mirrors the experience of remembering and going crazy that the narrator goes through. Also, specific, but I love the rhythm of he says Endlessly. It's so catchy, like, catchy. Okay, so editing me now, but the audio was so bad in this part that it was like impossible to understand me, and I mean it makes sense because my computer literally crashed after recording this segment. But anyways, what I was saying here is that I love how she says endlessly, like the rhythm of that. I think it's a triplet, but I'm not really sure. But like I say it because it's like a different rhythm, right? Like it's really recognizable, really like distinctive. But at the end of the day, I'm not sure, so please take my word with a grain of salt. A triplet because of the feel it has, but please take my words with a grain of salt. And yeah, I don't know what else to say about this song. I just love it so much, as you can see. Then the other Bloom song is called A Kingdom and a Child, and this one is much more obviously about her.
I had the strangest dream last night about another space and time, a kingdom and a child. It's so familiar.
It puts her character arc of searching for answers about her past and finding out her true origin as the Princess of Domino into a song. This one is weird because I remember some years ago I thought it was kind of boring, especially because of the music, but also I was like, I love this song. I don't know how to explain it, but it makes me feel like there's so much hope and innocence. It really encapsulates Bloom's story so well and what being a kid trying to find yourself while feeling so lost and confused feels like. So overall I would say it's a really cute song and I enjoy it, and after thinking about it I find that the music being softer kinda accompanies the meaning of the song, so I actually like it as it is. Stella's song is called Spotlight, and it begins with a full-on instrumented chorus, which is very Stella coded, I believe, like starting all strong. I used to think this was the weakest song on the album, but now I really like it. Like, sorry for making this comparison so out of the blue, but it reminds me of Superstar in Taylor Swift's Fearless album. Like, I think they're both slept-on songs that can easily be called bad because they're less epic, sonically more low-key than the others, but then one day you listen to it and everything just clicks. Like, you get the vibes. It's a really sweet song that's sang from the perspective of Stella's friends, especially from Bloom, I believe, since she's her best friend and the song literally says, I'm your best friend. But well, basically it's about how Stella makes them feel good by being the funny, bold girl that she is, independently of her being pretty, because they just love her for who she is. I especially love these lyrics in the Italian version. With that irresistible smile, you're my ray of light, more beautiful than ever. It's such a beautiful way to describe Stella. I just love female friendship. I think it's kind of funny that if you were to listen to this song with no context, you could think that it's actually about someone who feels ugly, because of the beauty comes from inside line. But here it's actually more layered and meaningful, since this line refers to Stella's turning into a monster arc in season 3, in which she learns that people actually love her for who she is, not just for her looks, which is something that she always believed, and that honestly makes me so sad for her. I also think this song does a really great job of mixing these lore deep lyrics while at the same time using elemental imagery for promoting a girly show, like them being famous, going to a party, being under the spotlight, you know. So there's a dual messaging going on.
Let me see you smile. Winx Club, life is supposed to get on top of it.
Like, what the song is actually talking about is deeper, but the superficial images are still there, and they're what gets the product traction in the first place. It's the same thing that they do with Mambo Chihuambo, basically. It's kind of genius marketing and song crafting if you think about it in this way. Like, a way to tick all of the boxes. Then, Flora's character song is called Crazy in Love with You.
Why can't you see that I'm crazy in love with you?
And it's about her love for Hylia. So her whole arc in season 2 about not being able to reveal her feelings for him. It's a pretty song, but honestly, I've just recently begun enjoying it. I really didn't pay much attention to it, but it has really grown on me with time because of hearing it when I put on the entire album. It's really soft and sweet sounding, just like Flora is, but also longing and sad. Like, it's a pop song, but it also has strings, which differentiate it from the rest of the songs in the album and make it really pretty. It kind of feels like floating in a cloud, actually, this song. And I don't know if this happens to anyone else, but at first I was always confusing it with Endlessly because of the piano beginning. It feels so similar if you're not really that familiar with the songs. And for the lyrics, I think they're good, and it makes me really feel for Flora, like getting to know what's going on inside her little brain, like her feeling so much behind her always sweet and nice front. It makes me feel really sorry for her. But at the same time, I think they don't go as far as the lyrics in other songs do. Then Aisha's character song is called Live My Life, and it's about her conflict with her controlling family.
I wanna live my life, don't wanna hurt your feelings, just open up your mind.
Her dad in particular in this song, that literally wanted to put her into an arranged marriage in season 3. Anyways, I think this is one of the songs in which you can feel the Britney influence more clearly on the instrumental and the voice. It's so amazing to hear Lisa radically change her vocal style to fit every song on this album.
I heard you say that I'm a rebel.
I love the instrumental, especially in the verses. I really like how the music mirrors the lyrics here. The verses are more defiant and talking about herself and her liberty, so they sound more rhythmic than melody based, but the choruses are more of a confession to her father and asking for his understanding, so the music becomes sweeter.
Just open up your mind.
I also love the post-chorus / outro part. It's really catchy and vibey, and I also think it's so sweet and sad.
Hold me, love me, trust me, open your mind, open your mind.
How at the end of the song it goes to asking her dad for love. It makes me really feel bad for Aisha. One thing I also really enjoy about this song is the ad-libs. They really like scratch my brain in all the right ways. And also that guitar part between sections, it's so good.
You taught me all I
Then we have Tekna's song, Chain Reaction.
love is a chain reaction. It starts from an emotion.
And this song is so fun. Like, I can't believe it's on the album almost. It nearly feels out of place with how different it sounds compared to the other songs. It's obviously got that techno-pop vibe going on, but I feel like you can also feel the Britney Spears influence here. You can tell they really had fun and enjoyed themselves being allowed to make a different kind of song. Like, it takes 33 seconds to start. I'm sure they were so hyped to make it. It's an unapologetic Tekna anthem about her identity. Like, it's her freak out in the open, basically. She's a different girl that just has a different worldview, and that doesn't mean that she doesn't have feelings. She feels very strongly, but in her own way. So it's not just a song about her being a geek, and though it's not really directed to anyone, it almost feels like Tekna being fed up with people not understanding her and reaffirming herself in her identity, not feeling ashamed about it, so rejoicing in it. And to be honest, I don't really listen that much to this song because, as I've said, I'm really more into the rock songs, but when I do actually listen to this song, I do really enjoy it. There's something about the tension between the melody and the harmonies and the chords in the chorus that I'm in love with. Like, I don't really know musically speaking what causes this, but it's amazing.
People just don't understand. But
I also love Elisa's vocal performance here, like she fully committed to the beat, and you can tell that she and Maurizio really like doing this type of music. This song almost feels like a Cyrenix precursor. And finally, I just wanted to mention that there's a song called Dreaming in My Way. That was originally released on the physical version of this album and on iTunes, but it's not present on the stream versions. And honestly, I just don't care about it. Sorry if it's like your favorite song on this album and I'm like disrespecting it. But I also just don't really consider it a part of the album because it's sung by another singer, which feels off because all of the other songs on the album are sung by Elisa. I heard it again for the sake of this video, and well, it's not even bad. I like some parts of the instrumental.
Dreaming in my way.
And the lyrics are okay, but I'm just not a fan of the voice. It kinda puts me off. So it's kind of a shame that this one got a video, while most of the other songs on the album didn't. But hey, at least the video is cute. But side note, what the hell is wrong with Icy Skin here? She looks like she has hepatitis, but whatever. I also guess it's nice that it gives the spotlight to another girl that's not Bloom, though I like the other Aisha song, Live My Life, better. As for this one, I don't really know what happened to it for it to get completely removed from the album. It might just be because it's a different singer or because this song is also related to the Winx on Ice musical, but I'm not really sure in what ways as I don't really know that much about it. But yeah. And with that, we've reached the end of the video. And as I promised, here's my ranking. Please tell me what you think about the album, what you feel like while listening to it, or comment your own rankings down below if you love this album as much as I do. So yeah, I'm so happy that I was able to talk with you, fellow fairies, about this music that I love so much. It would really help me if you could like and subscribe if you aren't already. See you in another video. Bye!